Hello, I'm Monique from Flourish Yoga, and today we're doing a flow to build up to Flying Warrior Pose. So, Flying Warrior Pose is probably more an intermediate to advanced pose. So, if you have just started your yoga journey, maybe leave this one for a little later on. So, this flow, we're going to warm up our bodies, open our hips and our hamstrings and our shoulder and chest, as they're kind of the focus areas that we need to get into Flying Warrior at the end. So we're going to jump straight into it, starting at the top of your mat in mountain pose. So I like to have my feet hip width apart, but if you want to have your big toes together, that's fine. Just always listening to our bodies. So because it is quite an advanced pose, I really want you to tune into your body, and if it's kind of not ready for it, please don't push it. I don't want anyone to get injured. So maybe just repeat the flow a few more times and keep practicing it until you're really feeling open enough to get into that Flying Warrior. So we're going to start by opening up the sides of our body. So we're going to inhale our arms up. Hands come together in prayer, rolling those shoulders back, really opening up your chest, planting through your feet evenly. Your core is on, and we're going to lean towards the right. So your navel should be drawing to your spine. Your legs and hips aren't moving. You're moving from your center and really getting a nice side stretch there. Don't forget to breathe. Inhale back to center, then leaning to the left. And if you find that your hips and legs are kind of moving, then you might just want to ease off on the side stretch and just take it back a little bit. So making sure that that right shoulder's rolling back, not hunching forward, and coming back up. So we're going to fold down, hands come through your center. Because it's our first fold, have a nice bend in your knees, just warming up, but checking that your hips are over your ankles. Then we're going to step back to downward facing dog. So making sure that your fingers are spread and you're not dumping the weight into your wrists. Your shoulders are drawing away from your ears, navel to spine, ribs knitting in. If your heels can't come to the ground, just lift them, have a little bend in your legs. That's okay. We're really wanting to get a nice long spine here. So I'm going to have feet together. We're going to lift that left leg up to three-legged dog, and we're going to crunch it in. So like you're tapping your nose with your knee, hold it here. Core really powering on, because we need that in Flying Warrior too. So back to a downward dog with the leg raised, back to the crunch. So we're also working our core. Extend the leg. One more over here. Hold. Then plant between your hands. The back foot with a heel to arch alignment. We're coming up to Warrior 2. So just make any adjustments if you need. Knee over the ankle, opening our hips, making sure that our spine's nice and long. We're not leaning forward. So looking over those front fingertips. Then we're going to take the front arm, bring it over, tap our right shoulder, bring the back arm to the elbow, and you can stay here or kind of pull it down a bit and work your hand between your shoulder blades. Then take the back arm up and around for cow face arms. So this is really going to open up your shoulders and your chest. If this is too hard, you can just stay like that. That's fine. Then if you want a little bit more, going into a reverse warrior variation. Then releasing back to warrior two, coming into side angle pose. So that left hand is right next to that left foot. Then we're going to reach the top arm up and over like a nice long line from your back toes all the way up to the top fingers. So this is really going to open our hip and help stretch our hamstring as well. So this is a good pose to work into warrior pose. Turning onto your back toes, hands frame that front foot, lower the back knee down. Then we're going to bring our hips back so they're over the back knee, really squeezing those inner thighs together to help. Front toes facing up to the sky. Then inhale, lengthen that back. Exhale, fold. See, we want to have a little bit of a micro bend here. We don't want to overstretch it. You're really tensing your quad, lifting that knee to help you get into the fold. Then coming up to a straight back, you're going to take your right hand to the outside of that left ankle, and we're coming into a twist. If this is too hard, don't worry about it. Just stay where you are. So really using your core, squeezing your inner thighs together to help stabilize you. So reaching that left arm up. Get a little wobbly here. And if you want even more, take that left arm back to that right hip to help open that chest up. Okay, releasing back. Coming back to a low lunge. Then we're going to plant our hands. Step back to plank, holding it here. Because we also need not only our core strength, also arm strength in our flying warrior. And then we really need to open up chest, shoulders, and hips and hamstrings. Pushing back to downward facing dog. Look to your hands, come onto your toes, bend your knees, and then you can do a little hop up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rising up. We're going to do it again. So hands together in prayer pose, leaning to the right. Making sure that core's on. Coming up to center, leaning to the left. Coming up to center, hands come down. Center for forward fold. Then let's inhale, half fold. Then stepping back to downward facing dog. Just checking your alignment here. Feet are hip width. You're broadening your shoulders, but then you're also drawing them away from your ears. You don't want to be hunching them up. Making sure your core is on. So we started with the left foot. We're going to start with the right foot. I'm going to be a little bit backwards here, but that means you'll be able to see the hands in the reverse warrior variation. So lifting that right leg up for three-legged down dog. Bring it into your core. You might like to boop, tap your nose, holding here, extending back up, crunching it in. Really pushing out of your shoulders here as well. You can see I'm rounding my spine, and that really helps me to draw my core in and on. And then once I'm lifting out, rounding, it's easier to get my foot between my hands. So planting down between your hands, take a little step back, heel to arch alignment, coming up to warrior two. So just take some little adjustments if you need. When we're in here, we're also aiming to draw that heel kind of in a backward motion to really turn on that hamstring muscle. Checking your spines nice and long, looking over those front fingertips. Powering down through our feet, that is where our stability and power comes. We also want that core on pretty much always in all yoga poses, especially standing and balance poses. That's where we get our balance and stability from. So taking those front fingertips, reaching them up, tapping the opposite shoulder, bring the back hand, move it down, Wiggle those fingertips between your shoulder blades. Take that back hand down and up. See if you can reach those fingers, grasp together. Even if you're just like that, that's fine. Or keep that back hand on the elbow, whatever feels best for your body. That's really important in yoga. You need to be listening to your body. All of our bodies are different. They're all made different. So it's easier, it'll be easier for you to get into poses that are harder for other people. So taking that little reverse if you want. Releasing those arms, come back to warrior two. Then coming down to side angle pose. I can really feel it here. Been doing a lot of walking, and so this is definitely where it's tight. Don't know if you can feel it too. I'm also sweating a lot. Hopefully you are too. I don't know whether it's just really hot because it's really hot here today, or if this is working our bodies. Probably both. Okay, and then framing those hands, come onto those back toes, lowering the back knee down. So I'm going to pull the hips back again, hips over your knees, squeeze those inner thighs together, front toes up to the sky, a little micro bend here, lifting your knee and your quad on your fingertips. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Come to that point where you feel challenge, but there's no pain. We never want any pain, but we should always feel a bit of challenge. Okay, taking that left hand to the outside of the right ankle, and then we're going to reach those right fingertips up. Remember, core on, inner thighs squeezing together. And if you want that extra little bit, take that top hand to the left hip. Help to open up your chest even more. If you're shaking, I'm shaking too. Then releasing, going back to low lunge. Plant those hands and then step it back to plank pose. Okay, really powering up that core here. Again, lifting out of your shoulders, not dumping down, I'm going to be lifting. And push back to downward facing dog. Okay, a little bit of relief. So we're going to do that 2 more times. So on each, not 2 times on each side, sorry. 1 more time on each side. And we're going to do it a little bit faster because now you know where we're going. So coming onto your toes, bend your knees. Look to your hands, do a little hop. Inhale, half fold. Exhale, forward fold. Rolling up, hands come above to prayer pose. Power down through those feet. Then exhale to the right for that side stretch. Just checking that top arm's not rolling forwards. Inhale up to center. Exhale to the left. Inhale to center. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half fold. Exhale, step back to downward facing dog. Bring your feet together. Inhale. Left leg rises. Exhale. Crunch. Inhale, rise. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, rise. Exhale, crunch. Plant between your hands. Move that back foot back a little bit. Heel to arch alignment. Warrior two. Then take that cow face hands if you want. Exhale. Reverse warrior. Warrior two. Side angle pose. Then frame those hands. Frame the foot. Lower that back knee down. Pull your hips back. for half monkey pose. Take that right hand outside of the left foot, twist. Remember those inner thighs, they're the key. Squeeze those inner thighs together and core, and they help you to keep balanced. Release, plant the hands, step back to plank, push to downward dog. Bet you're glad we didn't stop there. Okay, come onto your toes, bend your knees, look to your hands, jump up. Inhale, half bend. Exhale, forward. Roll it up onto the other side. So exhale to the right for the side bend. Inhale up. Exhale to the left for the side bend. Inhale up. Exhale. Forward bend. Inhale. Half. Exhale. Step back to downward facing dog. Feet together. Inhale. Right leg lifts. Exhale. Crunch it in. Inhale. Lift. Exhale. Crunch it in. One more. Inhale. Lift. Exhale. Crunch it in. Plant between your hands. Come up to warrior two. Okay. Then doing your cow face arms if you want to. You don't have to. But it really helps to open up that shoulder and chest. Exhale. Reverse warrior. Come back to warrior two. Side angle pose. That right hand beside the right foot. Left arm reaching up and over. Frame your foot. Back knee down. Pull the hips back. Hips over your knee. Inner thighs on. Left hand to right foot. Twisting it up. Then release. Plank pose. Downward facing dog. This time we're going to jump our feet just behind our hands for squat pose. So I'm going to turn for you guys. So aiming to have your feet flat, but if you can't, that's fine. Bring your hands to your heart. In prayer pose, use those elbows to push open. Then we're going to extend that left arm out to the side. Reach that right arm up for a bit of a twist. We don't want to be leaning right to the left, trying to keep your hips and center in the middle. Then release, extend the right, reach the left up. And release, coming onto the ground. Okay, we're going to open up the hips a bit more. So taking that left foot, left arch goes to your right elbow, and then the left arm hugs the knee. And then you're kind of just rocking like it's a baby. And this is really going to help to open up our hips a bit more. Making sure your spine's nice and long, core is on. Relax those shoulders. Okay, we're going to come to compass pose because it really is quite similar to flying warrior. So just have your best go. Remember, don't push past your limits. Listen to your body. So from here, I'm going to grab my ankle. Then your right hand is going to take the outside blade of that left foot. Use your left hand to work that calf up onto your shoulder. Extend the left hand out, and then you're going to slowly straighten that right leg and roll that right arm up and over your head. Okay, for compass pose. Breathe here. And then release back. Okay, swap it over. So, right foot arch to the left inner elbow, wrap it around, rock it like a baby. Rock, rock, rock. Remember, nice straight spine, core on. Rock, rock, rock. Okay, then here we go. So, right hand holds that ankle, Left hand grabs the outside blade of that right foot. Use your right hand to lift that calf and kind of the back of the knee onto the shoulder. Extend the right arm and straighten, and then you're going to make sure that that left arm is up over your head. Breathing here. I like to point my toes here and then slowly releasing down. Here's a bit of an awkward pose. Okay. So I'm going to turn my body back to the top of my mat. Having my feet crossed over, I'm going to plant my hands and jump back to plank pose. So hold it here. Use your core. And then push back to downward facing dog. Okay. You guys are ready for it? We're coming into our flying warrior pose. So feet together. I'm going to lift my left leg up just so that you can, so I've done my left leg so that you guys can see the right way first time. Bring it into your chest, plant between your hands. Then we move the back foot like a warrior 2 foot. So heel to arch. Take that left hand to the inside. Then you inch that left foot forward because we want to get our shoulder underneath this left knee. So you're dropping down. My hand is now on the outside of my left calf. So really getting down under there. Then I'm going to plant my left hand just behind the heel of my left foot. Then I'm going to start to straighten my left arm. Right arm takes the outside blade, core is on, and then start to lift off. So I'm really pushing out that left arm. Then I start to straighten that left leg. And again, opening that chest, core is on. And then you have liftoff. You're flying. So if you only get to about here, that is fine. Whatever you can do today, that is exactly where you're meant to be. Stepping back to downward facing dog. It's important never to judge our bodies or ourselves, just to accept where our bodies are in the present, in the moment. So yes, you might want to have been flying up a little bit more, but that's okay. Because with more practice, with loving your body, you will get there. It takes time. Always takes time. So feet together. We're going to lift that right leg up. Draw it into your chest. Plant between your hands. Then again, the warrior 2 foot. So heel to arch alignment. Take the right hand to the inside. Wiggle the right foot forward a bit. And then start to get that shoulder underneath here. It's really important to make sure that it's feeling nice and snug here for the takeoff. Otherwise, it's going to be a bit hard. So really tucking it under. Plant that hand. Left hand to the outside. Then you're going to start to straighten that right hand. And then straighten the right leg. Making sure that your chest is open. Flying. Release down. Then step back to downward facing dog and lower into child's pose. You deserve it. Oh, there we go. My heart is beating a lot right now, which is fantastic. It means I have worked my body, strengthened it. So really just coming back to your breath, using it to help you slow down that heart rate. So nice big inhale through your nose and exhale through your nose. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your nose. Nice big inhale. Open your mouth, sigh it out. Fantastic work. Remember not to judge your body where it's at today, but to accept the moment, accept what your body is capable of today. That was a really intense flow. So if you didn't quite get into your flying warrior, that is okay. Keep practicing that flow and opening up your hips and your hamstring and shoulders and side body and powering up that core. And then slowly, you'll soon be able to take off into flying warrior. So you can stay here, or you can turn over and lay on your back in Shavasana. Whatever pleases you. I really love child's pose. I just find it so calming and grounding. So take as much time as your body needs. And I hope you guys join me again on the mat soon. Have a lovely day.